Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. You're Allah's chosen one, the chosen one to spread the truth from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The chosen one, though the road is long, just know Allah won't let you lose your way. You are the mercy for mankind. You are the teacher for this life. Allah has blessed you with the Quran.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back, our dear audience, to Muhammad the leader alayhi salatu wassalam. A new episode today, important one, talking about healing hearts. Every day in the morning, we should ask about each other. We should know if everybody in the family, in the team I work with, my neighbors, I should be careful about their feelings. I should know if they are doing well, if they need a helping hand, if they need assistance. This is what we're going to be discussing today with Dr. Mamdouh Muhammad, the former professor at Johns Hopkins University in the US. Welcome, Dr. Mamdouh. So, Dr. Mamdouh, as we speak about healing hearts, let me start by asking you my first question. Is it really okay that I ask about my neighbor in the family and my team members every day as a leader? What did Prophet Muhammad do ﷺ at this time?
First of all, I would like to mention that these questions are considered basic questions. They don't really heal the hearts, yet they have an impact on the person. That when you ask me about my child who was sick or who was in the hospital for a few days, and everybody else learns this, that you are asking about something that's so dear to me, yet and you are aware of my problems that are happening. These are very good emotions and positive emotions that would really affect my heart. But Prophet Muhammad ﷺ did not stop at this level. He went furthermore. He would visit my child in the hospital, or he would visit my child at home, and he would bring a gift to him. And this makes me very close and affects my heart and increases my love to my leader, because he does these things which even some of my relatives may not do. So it's not just the questions, it's something the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ did genuinely in every case. What it deserves, the Prophet ﷺ would address it specially as a special case.
So now, Dr. Mamdouh, the question that comes up now is the healing strategies. And I'd like you to combine the answer of the strategies with telling us a little bit more of healing. What do we mean by healing? Why is it important?
Okay. The word healing refers to treating. You are trying to solve a problem. Like we heal the bodily problems or scars or diseases or pain. You need to heal the heart, the problems of the heart.
Right.
The problems of the heart are represented in many things. For example, envy. For example, arrogance. For example, feeling jealous of somebody. All these addressing the emotions of the human being, because the heart is the source or the location of emotions. So here, focusing on the issue of emotions, and this is something is very difficult because you don't see it. You see the body of the human being, so easily you can select or refer to or point to a scar in the body. I see something in the last few days. You had a red eye. We can see this, but we don't see the red heart. Something that is emotional, something that when I try to touch it, it becomes very important for you to heal it, because it obstructs you from practicing your normal life. Yes, it's exactly like the wound that people suffer from. So it is very important for leaders to pay attention to this.
Yes.
And part of the healing, one strategy of the healing, is to be equipped with some of the qualities that Prophet Muhammad ﷺ had. Some of these qualities is about mercy, that your heart should be merciful, your heart should not be hard and tough. Therefore, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself Allah described Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam in the Quran by saying about him, "Bil-mu'minina ra'ufun rahim." In other words, that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he dealt with the believers, his followers, in a compassionate and merciful way.
Right.
So this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saw and knew about Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So this dimension is needed by everybody. Tell me about a person in this world who does not need mercy. Mercy is a key way or a key word for healing the hearts of human beings.
So you mentioned a really important point here. I mean, healing is important because, for example, if the leader does not do the job well on this part, that means the employee cannot do their job well. The professor or the teacher or the banker or any person working, any person learning, they will have a great psychological barrier. I mean, they wouldn't be able to perform normally.
You know, that these diseases of the heart hinder your progress, frustrates you. In fact, it has many negative impacts if it's not treated well.
Right.
Perhaps the impact or the impact of the wound is temporary or for a few days but because we don't see the emotions, right, and you keep them hidden in you and nobody is able to see that, it may work very negatively on your heart and in your production. You become unproductive person.
Right.
Everybody notices that your behavior is not the same. It impacts all your life. Therefore, the leaders should pay attention to the emotions of the people.
So this takes me again to the next question, the emotional stress.
Yes.
I mean, when people are stressed, what happens if a leader does not really pay attention to the employees' stress?
Okay. As I said, a leader should pay attention. So the key word is that a leader should not only look at the outside
numbers, performance,
the numbers, and if he sees, for example, the progress of this employee is not as good as it was before, he would understand that there is something going on. It's the emotional stress perhaps, and therefore he should meet with the employee, at least this is one strategy, in privacy, and would talk to him openly.
So they would feel comfortable talking and sharing.
Absolutely. Not only that, this is the time of making an afternoon visit or drinking a cup of tea in a cafe and started, yes, in a relaxing situation. People can speak up, can reveal their emotions. So select a good time and a good place and start to talk to your employee about this in particular.
This part, like I can see that you're stressed, they know that you're not doing well, and right.
Yes, and he can introduce himself. I remember when I was an employee that I was doing very well, but in cases like when I have some home problems, right, with
this reminds me so much of our previous episode of being open for communication.
Yes, open.
Because
first of all, to be open for people.
Right.
You are approachable. People can approach you. The more you are approachable, the more they will come and show their complaints about some of the things.
This was one of the very unique qualities that Prophet Muhammad ﷺ had. And I think also this might reach us to another level where we can look to a different perspective to the issue of the employee and the leader, because
the relationship between them.
Yeah, exactly, because the relation between them now, why not having the stressed emotionally employee coming and knocking your door and talking to himself instead of you doing the effort, because you are a great communication opener and welcoming and inviting.
Absolutely. Yes, and this is something that leaders can learn. But some of them are smart enough and talented enough to put it in their blood, in their hearts. It becomes their main focus.
Right.
When they look and deal with their employees, they pay attention to their emotions. One of the best things is never ever use negative words about your employees. And this was one of the strategy of the Prophet ﷺ. He would select the best, and he taught us to call people and to address people by their best names. or their best titles.
That's what we call nowadays the feedback technique.
Yes, it's close to that. Yeah. So I think it's something learnable. So this is very good for any leader to learn. Yes, it's a big difference between having it as a permanent skill in your heart rather than just learning it and acquiring it. But learning it, down the road, you will be a good person when you practice it properly.
Right. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, in his inspiring story and qualities to us, during the 23 years of his prophethood, he was able in a very short time to transform a small community into a large one, into a community that trusted him in a blink of an eye, a community that had the credibility, the community that could go knock his door and talk to him, even his enemies.
Yeah. I think one of the strategies, and this is part of the personality of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, and all of us know about the impact of saying the truth. If you practice this and exercise this day and night, don't say anything except the truth. Nobody forces you to say the falsehood, because this will scratch your credibility. This will make you not a really good leader, and people will observe you. Once you make one lie, you lose all the credibility.
Right.
Therefore, the first lesson that we teach the leaders or the leadership, don't ever try to make a lie. Nowadays, we see some political leaders, they try to make a lie by hiding parts of the truth. They don't, and this is even considered part of the lie.
Yes.
Even if you are a leader, don't hide anything. Say the truth as is. And the people, when they know that you are always saying the truth, they would love you more and more and more. You're saying the truth about me. Yes. You're saying the truth about the society. You're saying the truth that a lot of the people nowadays, of the populations, don't hear it. If they don't hear it from their leader, from their president, they will never hear it. And once the day will come and they will know the truth, they will disrespect you.
Right.
And this is something that a lot of leaders don't pay attention.
Exactly. Okay. So, Dr. Mamdouh, let's take a short break and then we come back to continue talking about healing hearts. Stay with us and see you after the break.
Oh, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
Our guide is the Quran, our religion is Islam. 5 noble pillars upholding what is virtuous.
It's calling us to establish this hiwar, this dialogue between ourselves and between the non-Muslims, and to use hikmah. The waves are coming, you're trapped, fitna is coming everywhere. How can I get out of this fitna that I'm in? Send me the rope. Why did Allah send the Quran to you, to all of mankind? As a source of guidance, as a kitab, a blessed book to be reflected upon. And secondly, the ba'th, the resurrection. Prepare yourself for Yawm al-Qiyamah, when you're going to stand in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is aqeedah, this is the core of aqeedah, this is the focus of the Quran. They want these dialects and these slangs to spread so the Arabs themselves can't even understand the Quran properly. This is a choice you have to make now. Because once the angel of death comes to you and takes your soul, there's no turning back, there's no other choice.
Pilgrimage and charity. To make the testimony is the base of the faith, and the fast and the prayer, the pilgrimage and charity.
Oh, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
Welcome back, our dear audience, after the short break. We're still joined by Dr. Mamdouh Muhammad, the former professor of Johns Hopkins University, and we're still talking about healing hearts. So, Dr. Mamdouh, while I was reading in the chapter, I saw here that the growing community faced many challenges to its safety, security, stability, and as you know, this is happening to so many countries nowadays on earth. I mean, had I been talking to you about this 10 years ago, it would have been different. but now this has become a real serious problem and crisis.
The main reason for this was because of the introduction of the new religion, Islam. So the people who believed in the message of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and they entered into this great religion of Islam, of course they were encountered and faced by the people who belong to other religions, which is something natural. But by time and by wisdom, things change. Those people who are not Muslims become Muslims. Try to imagine now if it's, I would say, it was about 75, 76 years back. The Imam of Masjid al-Haram was talking to one of the scholars, and this scholar is a young scholar. He is alive now, and he mentioned that he talked to the Imam of Masjid al-Haram 75, 76 years ago, and the Imam of Masjid al-Haram said that at that time only 4 rows prayed behind me in Masjid al-Haram. Only 4 rows, which is approximately maximum, we can say about 300 people prayed in Ramadan in Al-Masjid al-Haram. It's unbelievable. When you see the number of the people nowadays, you can't believe this. From 300 people until now, you can get up to 1 million or 1.5 million praying behind the Imam. And therefore, this is one of the reasons when people trust Islam and they know that it is the good religion, the true religion that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala selected for them. He is the one who selected Islam as our religion. Then they will accept it very quickly. And therefore, no wonder when you hear almost every day in the news and in the magazines that Islam is the fastest growing religion. There is one issue here that I'd like to add. Remember that when we talked about saying the truth is a key word in healing the hearts of people. Another one is avoiding injustice. One of the main things in the world that's happening is injustice. And leaders should pay attention to this. When he deals with the employees, he has to be 100% just. And it is doable. If I know the performance is this person better than my performance, so I should reward him accordingly. Even by small words, even by a thank you note, even by any means, but he should feel fair for himself because of the work, the extra work that he had done. The same thing with everybody. And that's why in most, if not all, the universities and the schools in the USA, for example, when they evaluate their teachers, the students are evaluating their teachers, they are asked this question: how far is your teacher, how far or how fair your teacher is to you?
So fair here is for the grading and the marking system?
Absolutely. And the way he deals with you, the way he respects this and this and this.
And why are they doing this?
To ensure or to stress or to emphasize the importance of justice and fairness. You find almost all the schools and universities have this kind of evaluation seats for the teachers. Why? Because when the teacher gets this feedback from his students, he sees himself, he knows himself. So it draws his attention to the issues that he did not do well. And on the top of them is being fair. Is the teacher fair to all the students, or he prefers some students than the others? And when the students return the feedback, it becomes very important when you see it in statistics, in numbers, that 78% of the students notice that you are unfair to them.
That's a big number.
Big number, huge number. So you get, to meet with the people who are above you and who would advise you how to deal with this. It brings your to your attention that you are
This is really interesting. I mean,
it is very important.
Because they don't only take the feedback from the professor regarding the students, which
No, it's
he
the
gave him
opposite
the marks.
now. Now
Yes,
it's the opposite.
Now they make it mutual.
Yes.
I mean, you give me the feedback, and which is the grading system and the marks that I evaluate you, and at the same time,
I
you do the same.
evaluate you. So don't think that you are from. But what I'm focusing on is the content of the evaluation. They took this point because it's so important and they put it on the top, how fair the teacher is to you and to other students. So, which takes us back to the quality of injustice. The more we can eliminate injustice from the world, the better place we will live in this world. It will be a better place for all of us, because it's something very, very chronic and something very dangerous for all of us to live. Even the feeling of the people when they feel that they are suffering from injustice, it affects their performance and their satisfaction.
Right. So now talking about the organizations or the corporates again, the point of healing hearts, you know, the people who are working together are working in a team. There must be a leader, and in this circle there must be someone who encourages them to heal each other's hearts, to feel the emotions, to feel the pain, not to be ruthless to the others.
Yes.
So at this point, what are some extra strategies that you can share with us, but now not only from the perspective of the leader, but as a team member?
As a team member, we would do the same thing. Usually, the team, the people, would easily distinguish the person who is integral. His personality has integrity, and he never said the truth. He never said the lie. He always says the truth. He's always just to us and fair to us. You know him. So this would be the closest person that you can begin with. You go to him, whether he is the leader of the group, if not. If he is the leader, that would be great. Because the leader would really, he himself would benefit and he would know what are his qualities that would enable him to solve these problems.
Right.
So knowing people very well, knowing the details of the people, knowing about the people who are Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to know everyone around him. And to the issue of what he prefers in eating and what he prefers in drinking and what the way he likes to sit and the way he likes to speak. So the more you know about your employee, this would help you. This would give you a data that would help you use them in the right position. And
that really brings an important point, Doctor, because the point here is I'm not knowing this employee only for the work relation. But again, as remembering in the first place that we both are humans and we have the same needs.
Absolutely. We are human. And every improvement in any human being is an improvement for the whole world. Because when we have two people who are good and we add to them another person, this affects the number of the good people in the world. And I'd like to remind everybody, there's one message which is very important, one principle
which is
in Islam, which is for a Muslim. And I'm inviting every Muslim to practice this. But remember that one of the main jobs that we do in this world is to increase the level of goodness and to decrease the level of badness. This is one task for all Muslims, and we wish that it is the task for all people. Our job in this world is to improve the level of goodness in everything. Therefore, if you have an opportunity of cooperating and collaborating with other people to do something good, go ahead and share that with them and belong to them and join them.
Right.
And at the same time, if you see an opportunity to decrease the level of badness and evil in this world, you have to go and work for that.
Right. So, Doctor, now the person who does what you just said exactly, I mean, this person who is taking the initiative, talking, opening a channel of communication, what does this person get in reward from Allah.
Always, always when you say the word reward, it comes to me in contingency, the word paradise. All the time, whenever you do something good in
So
anything.
the balance of good deeds get much stronger, and
Absolutely.
he gains more good deeds. And
Sometimes you get paradise because you did something that's good, even for one time in your life. Therefore, we are encouraging goodness and we are encouraging positive behavior among people. And this is a real...
No matter how small it is. No matter how small what the person is doing is.
Yes, even if it is small. Because this small thing from him and the small thing from you and the small thing from them, and you add them, when you accumulate them, they become big. But if we ignore this one and that one, we are decreasing.
Right. Okay, so Dr. Mamdouh here, the point is healing the hearts, but I want to take it back to the family circle.
Okay.
Now, what is your advice for husbands and wives? Because I guess when we talk about the heart, this is a special perspective.
In fact, the best thing is that to do as the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ did, is to avoid falling into problems. Is it avoidable? Is it something that we can avoid? Yes, we can. And remember in one episode I mentioned something about spending quality time with your family member.
Yes.
Part of the quality time is being open to each other. Remember last week, I remember that I did this for you, even for your child. I remembered it now, or I remembered it today while I was talking to my team members, and I really apologize for the thing that I have done. Apologies are very important in healing these emotional problems. When you apologize to a person that you have done something, particularly if he's younger than. And the Prophet ﷺ taught us this because he learned this from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when Allah blamed him for in some situations that he dealt with, for example, the blind companion who came to meet with Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was busy meeting the VIPs. Then Allah blamed him for this. Then Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam apologized for him, and he always, whenever he used to meet with him, would tell him that you are the one that Allah blamed me for.
Right.
Openly, and everybody is listening, and this is recorded about Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But he was proud that he overcame his Satan and devil, right? Because he said the truth, and this affected the heart of this person, so the relationship improved a lot. So in family, that's what I focus on. Avoid as much as possible falling into.
You're mentioning an important point here, is to avoid the problem is much, much better
Absolutely.
than waiting for the problem to happen, and you become busy resolving the problem.
This is absolutely, this is a global culture. In every culture, prevention is better than cure.
Right.
Because it takes less time than this.
Right. All right. So, Dr. Mamdouh, that was the last thing in our episode today, talking about healing hearts. Thank you very much for being with us. Our dear audience, that was the last thing today. We're talking about the healing hearts. We hope you enjoyed our episode, and we can't wait to move on and learning more about the qualities of our Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. We'll see you then in the next episode. Stay safe. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Oh Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, you're Allah's chosen one, the chosen one to spread the truth from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The chosen one, though the road is long, just know Allah won't let you lose your way. You are the mercy for mankind, you are the teacher for this life. Allah has blessed you with the Quran. Rasul Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, you're Allah's chosen one.